My eyes are okay. I'm not sure what was going on. Having a hard time reading close up, but the contact's not in the back of my skull, so probably just a little under the weather, maybe. I don't know, a little bit of a film over my eye. Hey, thanks for asking. Hey, Darla, 60th birthday. Happy birthday. I know it was several members' birthdays yesterday. Joy Beth, several people celebrated a birthday. Good morning and happy birthday. Welcome to our Shibby Shine Show. I hope everybody's having a Shibby Shine kind of morning, getting off to a great start, whether you're fasting through the morning or whether you're having an approved meal or whether you earned a hollow meal. I don't know. Tuesday might be a hollow meal day for you. I don't know. It's part of the program. Good morning, Gail from Rome, Georgia. I'm just right up the road from you now. Hey, Patty. It can't get to the back of my eye. It just rolled up in under my eyelid. 6 inches of snow and 8 degrees. Boo! I hope you're having approved soup. There's a lot of that's one of my favorite meals is approved soup. There's a lot of fantastic approved soups in the library. You know, soup's one of those things that just with some ingredient swaps, you can turn it into a fat-burning bowl of soup, and it doesn't alter the taste at all. So it's also one of those things that you have to be careful with because soup can be loaded with carbohydrate unless you know how to make the appropriate swaps. So why not make the swaps and control insulin and turn it into a fat-burning bowl of soup? Doreen having one of my favorite meal episodes or snacks or extras, depending on the level of strictness that you're enjoying the lifestyle with, having Shibby Health-Wise hot chocolate or cocoa ring or one or the other. There's Sasha with us today. Hey, Sasha. Hope everybody tells Sasha hello. Working from St. Augustine, doing her best. Hello. Hello, everybody. All right. Making some approved chili. I love approved chili. One of my favorites. In fact, I made me some over the weekend with that Melaleuca ground beef. What do they call their Black River Ranch or something like that? River Ranch. Yes, that was some delicious ground beef. I made me some chili. Approved chili. Yes, Gina, I'm having a spark too. Cheers. Little spark and collagen. I guess my collagen's in my other room. Spark and collagen. Cheers. Yeah, it sounds like we've got a lot of chili going on with this cold weather. Don't forget, you can get you some, if you need crackers. Now, these are the cinnamon sugar ones, but the crackers are the same. You just get the plain ones. There's two different kind of fiber gourmet crackers, the thick ones and the thin ones, the little hexagons or whatever they are. They're all good. That's what I put in chili, just not the cinnamon flavor. I use a handful. We're not getting to void replacements yet, but I use a handful of these as a snack dipped in peanut butter. These are really good, cinnamon and sugar. It's not really any sugar on it, but yeah, those are good. And then the plain ones are great in your chili. Also great to have with cheese and crackers. I like to have a portion plate like this. The Fiber Gourmet crackers, I'll do that. Fiber Gourmet crackers, and then have me some approved cheese. So crackers and cheese as a snack, an eating episode. It's endless. The ideas are really endless. They're just endless. What we're trying to accomplish is calorie deficit and insulin control. Calorie deficit and insulin control. If we can accomplish that, we can be successful. Doesn't matter from a biological standpoint. All that matters is those, well, there's three things: calorie deficit, insulin control, and muscle preservation. Everything else is just bells and whistles. Every other program. If they're selling you meals and you're losing weight, it's because of those three things. So I'd rather eat out of the grocery store. I'd rather know how to eat recipes. I'd rather know how to go to Mom's and eat. I'd rather know how to pair foods together. I'd rather be able to be more diverse and versatile with my eating lifestyle than to have to stick to something that's accomplishing the same thing that's very narrow and limited in its scope. Shibboleth is expansive. The very thing that people complain about is its beauty, because there's so much you can do once you understand those three things: calorie deficit, insulin control, muscle preservation. And of course, all of that should be built upon a foundation of faith, we believe. I'm still struggling with all the detox stuff, plus peak performance with little food and getting sick to my stomach. Should I wait and do peak? Lindsay, I got to leave that up to you. I think people need peak every day, but certainly I don't have your tummy. So if your tummy's getting nauseated, then you believe it's because of peak performance, you might need to hold off on it. I'm not inside your tummy. I have a still stomach, and a little nausea doesn't bother me because it goes away pretty quick. But since I'm not in your tummy, I'm gonna just leave that up to you. I don't have that issue, so I can't feel what you're feeling, and I know that it's healthy. Peak performance is healthy for you. I'm not sure what all's going on with your detox that you're talking about. You can enlighten me here if you'd like. If you've already told me, forgive me. I don't recall. Patricia, I will have fat-free plain Greek yogurt this morning with Spark in it. I love that. And yeah, I've got some Sustain. I use Sustain and Spark. You can put either one in your Greek plain yogurt. Very good to do. Yeah, peak performance is meant to have it with a meal episode. So of course there's 2 packs of it, AM, PM. So if you're having 2 eating episodes a day, you don't have a problem. If you're only having 1 eating episode, then you have a problem, because one of those packs you're going to put on an empty stomach and it might make you a little nauseous. So yeah, good vitamins tend to do that. Yep. And yeah, in a morning tummy is not as immune to nausea as an evening tummy. So you might have to think that through too. I usually eat 2 eating episodes a day, but it's around lunchtime. Yeah, if it's making you nauseous, it's because it's working. But we don't want it to make you nauseous. So give it time, give your body time to adjust. You're most likely getting in nutrients that you haven't had in a long time that you need. Yeah, if you're not used to getting in all that nutrition, yep, that's what's going on there. Yep. It might have been a while since you've absorbed some of those nutrients. Some may be foreign to your system because you're so devoid of nutrition, but your body will adjust if you can hang in there. All right, well, let's get started. So this is our Shibby Shine Show. We got a 5-minute devotion, a 5-minute fundamental lesson, and then 5 minutes on avoid replacement, and then we'll let you go until 10:30. Today at 12 o'clock, after the 10:30 session, 12 o'clock, we've got Faithfully Fit, and we will be going through food elimination using line and shark days. We started talking about a week ago about boosting our immune system, and also dealing, combating autoimmune issues. And I'm not a doctor, so you have to take the information with a grain of salt, take it to your doctor. But we are continuing our deep dive about the immune system at 12 o'clock. Then tonight, 7 o'clock, I will repeat that lesson, that Faithfully Fit lesson for the ones that couldn't come at noontime. And then at 8 p.m., we'll be breaking down the Wellness Company supplementation and going through all of that, how to integrate it. We won't go through every product. We'll go slowly so that people can take notes and go through a category of the Wellness Company products. So hope you can come to some of those. The more stuff you come to, the more you're going to be able to drown out noise that's unrelated to your prospering, because that's part of our problem. And I know that y'all know what I'm talking about. You've got so much being thrown at you all the time. Life's crises, family issues, work issues. And then what happens, we just throw our hands up in the air and we say, I don't have time to focus on myself. I don't have time to think about what I'm going to eat. Let me just grab something. And that something you're grabbing 9 times out of 10 is spiking insulin. Now you can't efficiently burn any body fat. That's not good. So we want to be, if we're reaching for something, we want it to control insulin. Then we want to, even if we're overeating, and then we want to adopt the mindset that, okay, I'm not going to feed my emotions right now. It takes time to do that one. We're so used, it's the habits of our flesh. We're so used to just grabbing to feed our emotions, to get our mind off a problem. Same thing an alcoholic does with the booze. They grab the booze to drown out something they're feeling. So we do the same thing with food. And you're so used to just grabbing it, hand-mouth disease, and you can't stop, especially when your emotions are running high or running low. When you've got some problem that you just can't escape from, you need that dopamine hit, so you just grab. So if you're going to grab something, if you're going to overeat, grab something that controls insulin, learn about that. And then over time, by controlling insulin, you're not going to gain weight as fast. Then over time, you can work really hard on the habits of the flesh and go, I'm not grabbing that. It is not going to help. If you're journaling, you'll realize it's not going to help. You'll write that down and you'll say, I shouldn't have done it. I thought it would help my boredom or ease my stress and anxiety, and it didn't. It made it worse. So you start writing that down, and then you don't grab anymore. Then you're looking at your watch or your phone timer and you're going, it ain't time to eat. I'm only going to eat unto the Lord. I'm going to eat breakfast for the Father, lunch for the Son, dinner for the Holy Spirit. You learn. It takes time to break the habits of the flesh. Show yourself some compassion. Be tough with yourself, but still show some empathy and compassion. All right, I'm going to get into this 5-minute devotion really quick. And then I'm going to read you some scripture. We got 5, 5, and 5. That's what we're doing today on 3 different topics. And then we'll talk challenge at 10:30. So I want you to think about this. You as a person, I've heard this for my entire career. You want to call it a career. Travis, don't tell me I can't have something because I'm going to have it. I'm a rebel. Anybody else ever feel like that? For some reason, we think saying we're a rebel is a badge of honor when really it's depravity. Does anybody else do that? You find yourself, maybe you have a husband or wife says, nope, you can't do that. And you makes you want to do it more. Maybe you're a child and your parent says, and vice versa. And then when you tell yourself no, I can't have that, it makes you want it more. Does that happen to anybody? Anything, human nature is anything that we're told we can't have, we want it more. This has been going on since man was created on the 6th day. We're told we couldn't have one thing, and that's what we went and did, like dodo birds. And it's human nature. Let me tell you, you are created in the image of likeness and image and likeness of God. It's not your spiritual nature to do such things. It's your flesh nature to do such things. And you do it and you get yourself in trouble, and you do it again and again and again, when really we need obedience. Obedience is better than sacrifice. And it's like when you're starting a weight loss journey and you're saying, well, I can't have this, or you go to the Mexican restaurant with your family after church and you're like, well, I can't have that. It makes you want it that much more. So the devotion today, I want to carry you over to the Old Testament. There was a lot of laws, weren't there? A lot of laws. And all of those laws were thou shalt not, thou shalt not, thou shalt not, thou shalt not, thou shalt not. How'd that work out for mankind? It placed heavy burdens upon them that they could not bear. It was so bad that those that wanted to be obedient had to wear the commandments in front of their face because their flesh, I can't do it, I can't do it. It's like they had to constantly be reminded of what they couldn't do because their flesh would yield if they didn't keep. And then, most people just snuck around and did what they were going to do. Disobedience. And there was all these laws. Thou shalt not, thou shalt not, thou shalt not, thou shalt not, thou shalt not. Heavy, heavy burdens. So when you start a weight loss program, and you're going, I cannot, I cannot, I cannot, I cannot. That's misery. You're not going to do anything whereby you that's not fun and not enjoyable and not pleasurable. If you're focusing on what you can't have, rest assured you're going to have it. Can I get any amen there? Rest assured you're going to have it. There's just no doubt about it. You're going to have it. Thou shalt not, thou shalt not, thou shalt not. You're going to have it. The entire first covenant, the Old Testament, is full of thou shalt nots. And when you start Shibboleth, if you're not wise to it, you'll say, I can't have this, I can't have that, and you will succumb. Here's what Jesus come to do, though. Jesus didn't come to say thou shalt not, thou shalt not. He knew the shalt nots would take care of themselves. If you would focus on the shall do's, you would focus on the keys. Jesus didn't come with shall nots. Jesus come with keys. Keys to the kingdom. Keys to life, health, and pleasure and love. He come with keys. He knew that coming with thou shalt nots was just going to keep bondage upon man. So he come with keys. Listen to what he says. Matthew 5, 3 through 11. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Here's a key. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Here's a key. Blessed are the meek. That means silent strength. Here's a key. You shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness. You should hunger and thirst after me, after my righteousness. You'll be filled. Here's a key. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Here's the key. Show people mercy, and you'll find mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart. Stay away from that. That's a shalt not. But listen to how he puts it. He don't say thou shalt not. He says, focus on purity. You'll see God. Blessed are peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom. Here's keys. Blessed are you when men shall revile you and persecute you and shall say manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Here's a key. He's saying you're blessed by doing all these things. And then he says later, I'm not giving you all these shall nots. I'm going to give you some shall do's. Love God, that's a shall do. Love your neighbor, that's a shall do. Love yourself as you love yourself, that's a shall do. He come and give us all these keys to the kingdom so that we can have success, things to focus on doing, because he said I didn't come to do away with the shall nots, but if you'll focus on the shall do's, the shall nots will take care of themselves. Think about your weight loss program. It's a key. If you focus on what you can have and not on what you cannot have, you won't have time for that cannot have. And it really does. I know I'm giving you some practical stuff here, but it's very important that you understand what your void replacements are. Don't eat those saltine crackers. Eat the fiber gourmet crackers. Don't eat the Mexican chips at the Mexican restaurant. Eat your double bites, or eat your Bonitos, or eat your Quest chips. Don't even look upon that stuff. Focus on what you can do, not on what you cannot do. You've been given the keys to the kingdom, but you have to use the keys. And it's going to have to be a mental shift, and you quit. I can't do this. I can't do that. You will give in every time. You will not be successful that way. They weren't for thousands of years, 4,000 years or whatever it was. They were not successful focusing on the shall nots. So you're only going to be here for 100 years or less. So why do you think that you can do better than them focusing on the shall nots? Why not focus on all the shall do's? And they're fun. They're enjoyable. Focus on what you can have, not on what you can't have. All right, I'm going to segue now over to part two. Part two is a void replacement. I'm going to give you a quick one today, okay? Because it's sitting on my desk. I get asked so much about granola. Granola is not good for your weight loss program. If you weren't trying to lose weight, and you were trying to bodybuild, or you were trying to have some energy to get your workout in a couple of hours after the granola got through a phase of digestion or two, granola is not horrible. But most of the time, granola spikes your blood sugar through the roof. Okay. So the only time that I recommend even approved granola, like the hemp crumbles, is kind of a granola-like product. Hemp crumbles, I love them. They're in the Shibby shop. Hemp crumbles are great as a condiment, but also if your blood sugar drops, if it bottoms out, those hemp crumbles are good to get your blood sugar up as an extra, just a little palmful. Doesn't take much. It'll get your blood sugar up without you having to deal with the fat bus for 2 days. And they're good. They're good before a workout. But they're a little high on the carbohydrate. I still use them, especially if I've just worked out and my energy's low and my blood sugar's dropped. But you have to be careful with them. The granola that you find elsewhere at the ice cream shop or at the store typically is bad. And even most of the approved granola is bad. This Simply Fit, you got hemp crumbles, but this is a granola-like product. But it's very low from a blood sugar elevation standpoint. It's only got 12 grams of carbohydrate, only 12 grams of carbs. And you get 6 pieces, and they're really big pieces, and they're clean as we move. Now, the hemp crumbles are clean too. They're clean. This is clean. They're big clusters. Look at that. That's bigger than my eyeball. These are big clusters. So you get 6 of them, and they're delicious. I'll have those as a snack. I'll also have them as a meal, and I will put these in my portion control bowl, 6 of them, with hemp flakes or hemp hearts, and I will use some approved milk. And it's a delicious, refreshing eating episode. When I break my fast, breakfast, sometimes it's early, sometimes it's what y'all would call lunchtime. If I'm having 2 eating episodes, I don't break my fast until lunchtime. 6 of these with hemp flakes or hemp hearts, a couple tablespoons, with some approved milk, and even throw some berries in there. Delicious, refreshing. You'll feel revived. Be careful at night sitting there and eating this entire bag. You don't want to do that. They're really good. So these are Simply Fit nut clusters. That's your void replacement. I do want to give you a fundamental. It's time for a fundamental. The fundamental that we left off on last time, we taught food combinations for insulin control. So before I go and get ready for 10:30, I want to talk to you about the timing component. When we started many years ago, The timing component was so that we could burn some calories between meals, get through a couple of phases of digestion. Back then, we could have up to 3 eating episodes and a snack or 2 a day, depending on our size. I don't like that anymore. We like to have up to 3 eating episodes. That's optimal. And if we have a 4th, that's for mental weakness. It's not optimal. We want 3 or less eating episodes a day. But I want all of that food to digest before the next day, or have a fair shot of moving through all 4 phases of digestion. And we don't do that, especially in our culture. We have hand-mouth disease. One of the reasons I recommend a detox at least once a month now. I used to say 4 times a year. Now I'm once a month. We have so much undigested matter inside of us. It attracts decay and disease. It's horrible. We never give our digestive system time to catch up. We never clean the pipes out. And that isn't a lot. We're not looking for a laxative effect. We're looking for intermittent fasting. We're looking for PSP, pee, sweat, and poop. That's what we're looking for to clean out the temple. And it takes anywhere from eight hours if it's really pre-digested. 12 hours is more like it. So let's say 12. It takes 12 hours to digest a meal that's light. It takes up to 36 hours to digest a meal that's heavy, like steak. Most of your foods that we promote take like 36 hours. Think about it. Even if you're on a 16-hour fast per day, rarely are you digesting all of the food that you've consumed before you eat again. Fasting should be a really big part of your protocol. So when I say timing, spread your meals out 4 to 6 hours, that works, but that's no longer optimal. Optimization is a 16-hour fast per day, 0 calories during that fasting time. Now, we realize most people aren't going to be able to start there. So try to start with a 12-hour fast, and then pick a few days out a week when you're going to be busy, be able to keep food off of your mind, and then go for a 16-hour fast until you get where you can do that consistently. Okay? So that's our timing rule. And that's the end of the Shibby Shine Show. Any questions? I'll be back at 10:30. Anybody got anything? Yeah, Melaleuca, the wellness company, has more than 400 clean products. It's my favorite company in the United States of America. They make everything but one product in the United States and offer the cleanest products. High value driven company, no supply chain issues. My favorite company of all companies. Any other question or comment? Don't forget your spark. All right. Y'all good? Hope everybody enjoyed our Shibby Shine show. And I look forward to seeing y'all again at 10:30. We'll look at our challenge results, talk about the different challenges going on to keep you focused. And then don't forget at noon, we'll meet with our Faithfully Fit audience. Thank you for all you do, Faithfully Fit members. And we'll tackle that 3rd lesson and look at line and shark days. All right. Thank y'all. God bless.